This is the game of the week. This is the state championships between St. Mary's Panthers and the St. Henry Raiders. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Matthews Ford, Providence Hospital, Citizens Banking Company, Cameo, Lee's Famous Recipe, Asher Brothers, Groff Funeral Homes, High Miler Food Stores, Damon's, and Firelands Community Hospital. Now the game of the week.
Welcome to the ultimate of high school football thrills, the state championship game in Division 5. As you see, we're at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in Massillon. And the Panthers, well, there's a shot that ought to be in a post office somewhere, huh? We are on this playing surface before the football game gets started between the St. Mary's Panthers and St. Henry Redskins. A little bit of a tailgate party to get the day started. Before we get to the football game and all the festivities of the day, let's go back one day and the big send-off at Strobel Field as we say good luck, St. Mary's. A little shot of the Panthers meal up in Canton when they arrived on the scene on Friday night. What a mug, huh? And what a spread.
This is Canton, Ohio's Pro Football Hall of Fame, and we'd like to welcome TW Television.
How eloquent, how smooth, but savoir-faire, Mr. Will. We're in the Hall of Fame right now, and everybody having a great time and enjoying the festivities of a great weekend. Back at the hotel, and now we're going to bring you to Saturday.
All the way. Yep.
We are off to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium here Saturday morning. Little breakfast time, of course, before heading to the stadium, and here we are in Massillon. All business. The day started sunshiny and would get cloudy as the day went along, but a great day for football in Massillon.
Number 4, right?
Go ahead, do me too.
Whiskers.
Go Panthers! Go Blue!
Oh yeah, everybody's ready, and look up in the sky. It's a bird, it's a plane. Go Panthers one more time. St. Mary's boosters did not miss a whole lot in getting ready for this football game. Minds are on the St. Henry Redskins right here. Mary's coming into this football game riding the crest of a 9-game winning streak. Victories in the playoffs that weren't supposed to happen, some of them. Kirtland, yes. Fremont St. Joe, well, looking at the records, maybe no, but don't ever tell these kids it can't be done. Then Archbold, who would have thunk after the first quarter, with Archbold way down inside the Panther 10-yard line. It never would have happened, but it did. the alumni chipped in and just had themselves a great time in helping get the rest of the fans ready to go. And boy, what a throng for St. Mary's at this game, and they were indeed vocal.
Number one, baby, number one! Go Panthers! 44, baby! Let's go now!
We direct your attention to...
Here come the captains for the tossing of the coin to decide who's going to get the football to start the game out at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. And the Panther band. Folks, here he is, one of the leaders of our young men at St. Mary's Central Catholic High School, Jude Roth. And here we go, as St. Mary's will get the football first. Doug Ontrop kicking it off, and returned by Ed Will. 31-yard line will start the football game. They never do get Ed down. 31-yard line, 1st and 10 for St. Mary's on offense for the first time, and Brett Bilgen directing the blue and gold. Comes Lusatz at us in motion, and Dennis Spears will get a yard up the middle to kind of get rid of some of those pregame butterflies and get the first hit out of the way. So it's 2nd down and 9 on the 32. Ed Will now the motion man. Bilgen's going to fire up the field and incomplete past a diving Gary Schaefer. 3rd down and 9. Bilgen rolling away from the motion, finds no one. It's a nice scamper, but goes down with an 8-yard gain, so 1 yard shy of the first down out on the 40, where Steve McLaughlin will kick it away. It's a decent foot into it. And being returned by Tim Dippold, 6-foot-tall, 170-pound senior, out to the 41-yard line, where the Redskins go with pretty decent field position of their own. Here's the tailback, Greg Gels, who brings it out for 5, 2nd down and 5 on the 46-yard line. Here's the big quarterback, Bob Hoying, Mr. Football, All-Ohio by the Associated Press, with a 5-yard pass completion to Scott Brunswick. And they get the first down of the football game, and we get our first injury.
16 is Brett
Bilgen, who made the stop, was all right and would come back onto the field. Now watch his replacement right here. Brian Stein comes into the game to replace him, and Bob Hoying is going to try and pick on him. That's your end result. Stein comes up for the football. What a great job. A nice interception. St. Mary's goes first down on their own 43-yard line. There you go, Brian. And Bilgen right back onto the field now at quarterback. Ed Will, the motion man, and Dennis Spears follows him for 3 yards up the left side. It's 2nd down and 7.
2nd down and 7. Ball is on the 46.
Bilgen to air it out this time after the play fake to Will, and he can't hit Spears on the run right in front of us. So it's 3rd down and 7. Ball on the Panther 46. Bernie Cook in motion. Bilgen to Tim Lamb. But again, St. Mary's comes up 1 yard short. It's 4th down and 1 on their 48-yard line. And here comes a very big play after the measurement. And you see how close they came to picking up the first down right there. But as it would end up being in the long run, in this instance anyway, it's all right because McLaughlin's going to kick it away. Keep an eye on Mr. Dippold this time. Away goes the football. And St. Mary's covers it up on the 15-yard line. No Another look. Never did get the ball. St. Mary's did, and a big opportunity early in the game. 15-yard line, first down and 10. Here's Dennis Spears coming right at us for 4 tough yards. To the 11, second down, 6.
Dennis Spears, the ball carrier on the right side. A second down, 6. The football is on the 8.
Dennis Spears left side. Slipped one tackle and managed to get forward to the 9-yard line for 2 yards, where it is third down and 4. Spears left again.
Dennis Spears
It's up with 3 yards, and now a big play. It's the third time in a row that St. Mary's has come up to fourth down, but still a yard to go to get the first down. Ed Will in motion leads the blocking for Spears. He gets 4 yards to the 2, where it's first down and goal. Just under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, and the Panthers trying to break a scoreless deadlock. From the 2-yard line, here comes Ed Will, and there's 6 points St. Mary's. Take another look. Good blocking, Spears. Good lead block right there. Lamb and Tony Trout out in front. And St. Mary's has 6 points. Take a look at why Eddie Will can score this touchdown. Spears with block number 1 right here. Pow! 80's out of there. Will shakes a tackle. The blocking right out in front by Tim Lamb. Taking out 2 people right there. Tony Trout with an assist. And St. Mary's earns the first 6 points of the football game. 5:08 left to go in the first quarter. Gary Schaefer now to try and tack on the extra point boot at the south end of Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Good snap, good kick. Panthers 7-0. Well, St. Mary's uses 2 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock. 5 plays, 15 yards after the fumble recovery. And a 7-0 St. Mary's lead. And on the kickoff return, Niekamp had a knee on the ground when he took the football on his own 28-yard line. So that's where St. Henry will go on first down. Boying gives to Greg Gels, and he gets a whole lot of Andy Wolf, Gary Schaefer and company. And right there on top, Jason Schmidt. As Toby Hammond looks on to a 7-0 lead for his ball club. Second down and 8. And the Redskins on their own 30. The big guy back to pass, and look at this rush. Wow, Schmidt and Schaefer closed it down right now.
by Jason Schmidt for the Panthers.
Boying had absolutely no time to throw. That's a loss of 9 yards. So it's third down and 17, and you think that one was good. Look at Hoying again. Can't find anyone. This man, Gels out here in the flat, covered beautifully. And Jeff Smith burst through to knock him down 14 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And it's third and 17, way back on the 21-yard line. And a big play coming up here also.
For the Panthers is 44.
Kick is away. It's a little piece of the kicker, which is going to negate this great return by Ed Will.
Ed Will taking the kick for the Panthers.
And all the way down to the 6-yard line, but unfortunately the roughing the kicker brought it back. And watch as the camera tails away. Someone gets him right at the feet. Pressure coming. It's from the far side where the pressure's going to get him. Right there, just barely, right down at the feet. And I think a little bit of acting also kind of helped them out. They get an automatic first down after a 4th and 31. It's now first down on the 22. And again, Hoying forced to throw the ball early because of the great pressure by St. Mary's. And it's second down and 10 on their 22. Greg Gels, the tailback, runs right. It's knocked down by Brett Bilgen after gaining 4 out to the 26, where it's third down and 6. So far, the St. Henry offense has been able to do nothing against this aroused Panther defense. Boying, quick 2-step drop, and he airs it out long. And it's a nice catch, but he is out of bounds, well out of bounds on the far side. So it's now 4th down and 6, and they'll have to kick it away again. This time a good kick. Drives Eddie Will back deep in St. Mary's territory, where he returns it out to the 39-yard line. And instead of being way down at the 6, St. Mary's on their own 39, still with decent field position to go on first down right here. Bilgen steps up, can't find a receiver, and scrambles for yardage. About 8 yards. That was after a first down carry by Dennis Spear, netted 1, so now we're faced with 3rd down and 1 on the 48-yard line. Spears needed 1, pulls into the line for 2. St. Mary's first down at midfield as the first quarter ends to the favor of the blue and gold. And the second quarter, where St. Mary's has it on first down at midfield. And the first carry, Dennis Spears, and watch him take off over the right side at 14 yards, all the way down to the 36-yard line, where St. Mary's gets a first down. This is their 3rd of the football game. Spears again, same play. Worked once, try it again. This is a costly play right here. He gains 6, but also gets hurt on the play. Plus, there's a holding call. So all of that comes back. Spears goes out of the football game. And it certainly didn't look very promising right there, but they'll get that thing taped up. And then he would come back and give it a try again later on, but just couldn't stay on the field, couldn't answer the bell. So Ed Will moves into the backfield now at fullback. And Bilgen's going to toss it out to Eddie. And Will comes up with 3 yards after first down and 18, so it's now 2nd and 15. St. Mary's on the 41-yard line. In Redskin territory at this point in time. Bilgen again to throw. Stringing it out, can't find anyone, now zips it off and gets Tim Lamb on a nice sliding catch for an 11-yard gain. And it's 3rd down and 4 on the Redskin 30. Big play right here, as you can see the St. Henry fans in the background on their feet to cheer on the defense. Lutzatz in motion, quick toss this side, and as you can see, Stein goes to the turf as he tried to stop. So it's now 4th down and 4. St. Mary's on the St. Henry 30-yard line. And we're a little bit too anxious that time. So now instead of 4th and 4, it's 4th down and 9 on the St. Henry 35. Bilgen to throw. Oh, and boy, is there ever an obvious pass interference call. You're going to look at it right here again. Just all over David Stein. The interference call against Tim Dippold. Get a good look here in slow motion before the ball's even there. He's just hanging all over Stein's back. Good throw by Bilgen. There he is right there. That's a good 2 yards before the football's even there. So the penalty flag will give St. Mary's a first down. They're 4th at the 20-yard line. And here comes Ed Will. A couple of tough yards to the 18, where it'll be 2nd down and 8.
2nd down, 8.
Up on top goes Bilgen, and there's Scott Rusatz for a first down on the 6-yard line and a 12-yard completion. Take another look. Right there. Good job protecting the football after the catch by Scotty. And the Panthers are knocking on the door again with first down and goal on the 6. Rusatz motion left. Ed Will runs right. It's a couple of yards. Gain of 4 down to the 2-yard line, where it is 2nd down and goal. And little did we know later in the game what a big sequence this was going to be. Ed Will. Too many white jerseys there. No gain. 3rd down and goal at the 2-yard line. And that play, there was just great penetration as they shot a gap that time and guessed right. And they were right there to meet Eddie Will with the football. So St. Mary's ends up with a 2-yard loss. 4th down and goal and a 21-yard field goal. Right there by Gary Schaefer, the Panthers with a 10-0 lead. Now what a great drive by St. Mary's that time. 13 plays, 61 yards, taking 6 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock. 7:03 to go first half, and the Panthers with a 10-point lead. The kickoff being returned by Greg Gels. And you can see Jason Schmidt and Gary Schaefer making the stop out on the 32-yard line, where St. Henry goes on first down. Fake to Mark Gels, the fullback, and Greg Gels, the tailback with it. Brett Bilgen and Jeff Smith will write him down out on the 39 after a gain of 7, where it's 2nd down and 3.
Ball is on the 39.
Bob Hoying, Mr. Football, rolls left, pitches off, and the football being carried by Greg Gels for 2 yards. Good coverage by the Panther defense. Good pursuit to the far side. It's now 3rd down and 1. St. Henry on their 41. And these guys get in trouble. They put it in the hands, as we told you before, Mr. Football. Can't find anybody. Gets hit a couple of times. He's not very fast, but he made some pretty nice shifty moves and gained 5 yards for a first down out to the 46-yard line. And that's first down number 3 for St. Henry of the football game. Boyne going to work. Going for Scott Brunswick. Great hit over there on the far side. Good coverage. The hit made immediately was Bill Smith. George Mazuka enjoying the football game so far with the Panthers on top 10-0. About 5 minutes left to go in the first half at this point. 2nd down and 1 on the Panther 45-yard line. There's the fullback, Mark Gels, who hits into the line and gets just enough for a first down on the St. Mary's 43. Their 4th first down. Boyne smothered by Tony Trout. Great penetration by the Panther defense. Way to go, Tony. Take another look as Hoying comes back away from the line, and he was trying to get an option play to this side. And watch Trout shoot right through. There's the play fake, and here comes Greg Gels, the tailback, to get the ball. But Tony Trout says, forget it, pal. Down he goes with a 4-yard loss at 2nd down and 14, back on the 47. The pass, the catch, the fumble, and Jan Roth with a football. And St. Mary's has turned back the Redskins again. Boy, that defense. Take another look. See if you can see the ball pop loose. Oh, the stick was made. And Jan Roth picks up the football, and St. Mary's gets it on the 35-yard line. 3 minutes left to go in the first half with that 10-0 lead for St. Mary's, and Ed Will finds a bit of a hole and battles forward for 5 out to the 40 at 2nd down and 5.
Mike Hoying makes the stop for the Redskins.
Builds into the play fake, and then the pressure gets to Brett, and down he goes with a 5-yard loss, bringing up 3rd down and 10 back on the 35-yard line. Rousseau's the motion man leading the blocking. Ed Will carries for 6 out to the 41-yard line, but St. Mary's faced with 4th down and 4. St. Henry stopped the clock momentarily. They'd like to put something on the board here before halftime. What a great raucous time right there as the Panthers enjoying that 10-point lead. Dippold, nice return, brings it out to the 40-yard line. St. Henry has just 1 minute 15 seconds left to go in the first half, down by 10. Out of the shotgun. Hoying to throw. Incomplete, near side. Trying to hit the big tight end that time, Kevin Niekamp, 6'6", 240. 2nd down and 10. A lot of pressure again. Andy Wolf missed him once and came right back to get him. Boy, that's a great job. So minus 8 yards, 3rd down and 18, back on the 32. Boying this time right up to the line of scrimmage. Down under center. will give the tailback yells, and Rodney Scott was almost there to take the football right away from him. And that's the way the first half goes. St. Mary's enjoying a 10-0 lead for the first 24 minutes. Gary Schaefer puts the leg to it as the second half begins. And Greg Yells takes it away from his brother on a kickoff return and brings it out to the 32-yard line, where St. Henry, trailing 10-0, starts out the second half with the football. And they're going to start out with the tailback Greg Yells running left and coming up with 5 yards where Bill Smith gets him down. Second down and 5 out on the 37. Yells again on this side. He gets nothing. Ed Will, Jeff Smith, Jason Schmidt. No gain, third down and 5. And watch this play coming up here. Coming right at us. Van Hoying to throw. Looks like he's got a man. A Tim Lamb flashes out of nowhere and bangs that ball down for the incomplete pass. That was a great defensive play. I'll get back in the huddle, 81. Watch Lamb. Poof. Bye-bye. And they'll punt it away.
Scott Brunswick punting.
Brunswick punts it to Ed Will.
Ed Will taking the kick.
And Will, a nice return. out to the 46-yard line. And it's first down and 10 St. Mary's, 10:13 to go, third quarter, and the Panthers up 10-0. St. Mary's on their own 46 now on offense for the first time in the second half. Bernie Cook carries for a couple of yards out to the 48. We're at second down and 8.
2 yards on the play, second down 8. Ball is on the 48.
Ed Will, a couple of more yards out to midfield, where it's third down and 6 now for St. Mary's. There's good old 81 again. Trying to throw a 6'4" frame around. Third down and 6. Midfield stripe as Rusatz takes off to the far side in motion. Bilgen down the middle. Nice catch, Bernie Cook. It's a gain of 12 yards down to the 38-yard line. We're at St. Mary's first down, number 6. And watch again the catch. Protecting the ball as he takes a good shot from Bob Moying. A good slow-mo look at the catch by Cook. Sometimes you know when you catch the football down the middle that you're an open target. No, Cook wraps the football up first. Bilgen, good delivery, zips it down the middle. Puts the football away. Pow. The 12-yard gain down to the 38-yard line as St. Mary's in business with another first down. Here comes Ed Will. And Will get 3 to make it second down and 7 on the 35-yard line. And here's another big part of the football game when the center, Andy Wolf, goes down. And Andy also with a sprained ankle. And he'll be carried off the field. And this is a big spot of the game, not just because of losing your center, but because of the way that Andy Wolf has been so instrumental in putting pressure on Bob Hoying, the St. Henry quarterback, on the other side of the football. Second down, 7, and after the ball got loose, Eddie Will just falls right back on top of it for a yard loss. Now the Panthers are third down and 8 on the St. Henry 36-yard line.
Down and 6.
Bilgen right up the middle on the quarterback sneak, and somebody got him right around the ankles, or else he's gone for a first down, but it's now fourth down and 2 on the 30-yard line.
Making the tackle.
A big fourth down play right here. Keep this drive alive. Too much defensive pressure that time. Ed Will gave it a great shot, but got no gain, and St. Henry takes over the football first and 10 on their own 30 with 6 minutes, 44 seconds to go, third quarter, and St. Mary's still up 10-0 in the football game. Boing, more great pressure. Gary Schaefer gets him down. Rodney Scott was also in there. Second down and 14, and they're back on their own 26. Flare pass off the left side on the screen, and Gels knocked for a 2-yard loss. There's Bill Smith. Jason Schmidt making the stop, so it's third down and 16 back on the 24. Going with a little shovel pass forward. Now, it looked like a fumble, and St. Mary's got on top of it, but it was a forward pass, so it is incomplete. St. Mary's got to whooping it up thinking they've got the ball, but it was a forward pass, so it simply goes to fourth down and 16 on the 24-yard line.
In front formation for the Redskins.
Ed Will on the return for a couple of yards, and look at him pop free. That is great second effort by Eddie Will. And St. Mary's has it on their own 48-yard line still with some great field position. Dennis Spears right back in here for this play, carries for a yard. Now this is the only series in which Dennis, if memory serves me correct, will be in the football game again. Bilgen to throw. And that time just a bad pass that is picked off by Tom Hoying, the younger brother of the quarterback. Take another look right here in slow motion as Bilgen is trying to get it out toward the left sidelines. man open. And not enough trajectory on the ball, and Hoying able to pick it off. See him trying to hit Rootsatz out there. And the stop made right there by Ed Will on the 46-yard line of St. Mary's. This could have been a very big turning point right here, but the St. Mary's defense steps front and center again. And forces the incomplete pass. It'll be second down and 10 on the 46. And watch this swarming St. Mary's defense right now as Hoying steps back on the delay to Gels. And there's Rodney Scott. He's got a man all over him. No, that's Brett Bilgen. Or is it? No, that's Rodney Scott. It's Rod Scott that makes the stop. The man all over him, but still stuck out an arm and got him down for a 4-yard loss. It's 3rd and 14 in midfield. Hoying to throw down the middle. Incomplete. It's 4th down and 14. The Panthers still in pretty good shape here, holding him to 4th down and 14 at midfield. And now get set for one of the finest punt returns you'll ever see. It's Ed Will at the 21-yard line taking the ball, breaking tackles. Bye-bye, Ed Will. He is all by himself. What a return. Take another look from the 21. That's where he caught the ball. Shed 2 tackles there, 3. And it's off to the races time. One last block. And it's 44 for 6, 79 yards. Let's enjoy this one again. What a run. The celebration is on. It's 16-0. Oh, yeah. Schaefer for the extra point. The Panthers are celebrating. Boy, it almost looks like they've blown it open right here. Well, I don't think I'll forget that punt return for a long time. 79 yards for Red Will, and here's the kickoff return by Mark Gels. Carries it out to the 31, where St. Henry will go on 1st down and 10. For some reason, the football game's going to turn around right here, with 2:31 left to go in the 3rd quarter. But first of all, it'll be the fullback, Mark Gels, and boy, does he get driven backwards. A 3-yard loss. I don't know if we're going to be able to pick up any momentum shift here or what triggers what was about to come, but this is the drive that St. Henry would end up scoring on. It's 2nd down and 13 on their own 28. Hoying on the rollout. Looking, still looking, and looking for the tight end Niekamp, and it's incomplete. So it is 3rd down and 13 from their own 28. Maybe this is the play right here. Brad St. Myers will bring it in on a 19-yard gain on a 3rd down and 13, and they keep it alive on 1st and 10 from their 47-yard line. Look at Andy Wolf attending to that sprained ankle on the sidelines. 1st and 10, 1st down number 5 for St. Henry. Greg Yells, the tailback, for no gain. 2nd down and 10. Hoying to work through the airwaves, and here's the tight end, Niekamp, and he's clear. Stopped by Rootsatz after an 18-yard gain to the Panther 35. Hoying again. Incomplete. Bang down the Panther defensive secondary. Second down and 10. Hoying again to throw. A lot of pressure. Ends up getting it off and incomplete. Third down and 10. Here comes Tony Trout with a pressure. Pass completed to Gels. Now that's the Niekamp again, the tight end Niekamp who carries. Gets 9. It's fourth down and 1 on the 26 as we end up the third quarter with the Panthers still in control. Fourth quarter opens. Fourth down and 1 for St. Henry, and the big quarterback is going to rumble for 6 yards to the Panther 20-yard line, where it's first down, number 7 of the football game for St. Henry. From the 20, Greg Yells sweeps right and gets just a yard. It's second down and 9 on the 19-yard line. It's a play that really hurt right here. The pass completion goes to Brunswick, plus a face mask penalty on top of it is going to get him down to the 4-yard line, where it is first down and goal. Greg Yells will get 2 yards to the 2-yard line, where it's second down and goal. Looks like the same play again. Yells scores on second down. St. Henry with their first score and 10 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Extra point by Uhlenhake is right down the middle. It's a 10-point ball game now with St. Mary's holding on to the lead. And the Panthers getting the football back. That will on the return. It's a nice one and came within a whisker again of breaking it off big time. Now to the 43-yard line where St. Mary's is first down. Pitch back for Will, and an aroused St. Henry defense now comes up to knock it down with a 4-yard loss. Make it second down and 14. Counter play, right side for Will. Down to the 1-yard gain, and it's third down and 13. St. Mary's on their own 40. 17-7 lead right here. Two shots in motion. Bilgen set to throw, long down the middle and over the head and just off the fingertips of Bernie Cook. Otherwise, you're looking at a possible 6 points. Bernie was behind everybody. These little things, boy, in retrospect. And now you can see the partially deflected punt that comes very short for only 7 yards. It's first and 10, St. Henry. Great field position on the Panther 46. And an incomplete pass at second down and 10. St. Mary's just couldn't seem to get these guys out of their end of the field in the fourth quarter. Greg Gell sweeps right, knocked down with no gain. It's third down and 10 on the Panther 46. Here's another one of those big third down plays. And St. Henry able to convert. Here comes the tight end. That was just a nicely thrown pass as the coverage was there from Bill Smith and Tim Lamb, but he put it right between them. A perfectly thrown pass for a 16-yard gain. And watch the defense, folks. You can't do it much better than this. And certainly Hoying couldn't throw it much better than this. This is a third and 10 play, and it's a clutch play by St. Henry. Smith in front, Lamb behind, and he put it right there. Much defending that. It's first down and 10 now on the Panther 30-yard line. Hoying being pressured, fires, and that close to an interception. There's another one of those little things. Boy, if only, huh? Tim was so close. Second down and 10 on the 30. A 9-yard completion to Brad St. Meyer to the St. Mary's 21. Where it's third down. Yells is stopped short of a first down. It's fourth and 1. And folks, you know, you got to be lucky sometimes. But look, he fumbles this snap. Manages to fall on top of it in the middle of the line, and it gets them a first down. And it's by inches. It's just unbelievable the luck they had in the fourth quarter. Hoying on first down to throw, and it's incomplete. Second down and 10 on the 20. Again to the airwaves. Brett Bilgen breaks it up in the end zone. It's third down and 10 on the 20. And this one, folks, well, I'm telling you, this is the prayer of a lifetime. Their luck on this series is just unbelievable. Watch the pressure. Here comes Gary Schaefer. He's going to get the backside pressure. Gets hit. He's halfway to the ground and throws. And it's a jump ball at the end zone. There's 3 Panthers there, but it came down right in the middle of all of them. That is just uncanny. So you say, and I've said it I don't know how many times, you got to be good to get to these games, but to win them, you got to be lucky. There is no way in the world. This is a Hail Mary pass. It is nothing but a prayer, and it comes down right to the goal line. The prayers of St. Henry answered on this play right here. Look at the defense closing in. Had plenty of time to get to the ball. 3 of them right there, and Brunswick goes up right in the middle. Boy. Folks, you can't fight fate sometimes, and sometimes you'll wonder. But that's the only place he could have got that ball, and Uhlenhake, a rather weak kick, remains a 4-point St. Mary's lead. There's your time remaining, 6:23. And the kickoff, short, returned by Tim Lamb. And Tim will get it out to the 38-yard line, where St. Mary's is back on first down. Now trying to protect a shrinking lead down to 4 points. Ed Will runs left. And then he gets 4 out to the 42-yard line. And here comes the big play right here. Pitch out for Ed. Lost the football right down at the ground. And St. Henry comes up with it. And oh boy, what a heartbreaker for a young man who has played so well. It hurts, but now watch how close he comes to being down where that ball comes loose. He's got a man underneath him, and as he was riding backwards, that ball just found its way out of there. Can't knock the judgment of the officials there. It's kicked around underneath. St. Henry comes up with a big turnover on the St. Mary's 45-yard line. And at this point, a rather sickening feeling. 2nd down and 4 after a gain of 6. Just barely got that one for a first down on the Panther 33. Hoying. 3rd down coming up. Little pitch out to Gels after the reception, and Bill Smith knocked him down. About the 22-yard line after a gain of 16. Here comes Mr. Hoying, another big play. He makes the scramble. Well, he's not fast, but he's shifty enough where he got all the way down to the 6-yard line. Carry by Gels is to the 4, where it's 2nd down and goal. And St. Mary's defense certainly making them work for it. Here's Gels right side to the 1, and it is 3rd down and goal. And of course, they've got a score here. They're down by 4. And Gels bowls it over. As the hearts of the St. Mary's fans just dropped right down to the stadium floor. 19-17, and the extra point kick makes it a 3-point difference. All of a sudden, St. Henry with 1:55 to go comes from behind to take a 3-point lead.
Kicking off for the Redskins.
Just a squib kick along the ground, which is going to be covered up by the Panthers on their own 35. And right now it's desperation time. Bilgen to Rusas. There's a 6-yard gain before he slips down. Making an 8-yard gain out to the 43, or at 2nd and 2. Tim Lamb, nice catch on the sidelines, and it's first down on the 49. Time incomplete to Bernie Cook on the left side. 2nd down and 10. Bilgen rolls left again, throwing it out long. Can't find Stein downfield, so it is now 3rd and 10. And here comes the ball game. Clipping call that brought the play back. Now St. Henry gets the football, and they're just going to run the clock out right now, much to the chagrin of the St. Mary's Panthers, who played a tremendous football game but saw Lady Luck turn against them in the 4th quarter. and end up finishing runner-up in the state of Ohio, which is still an effort to be proud of. But boy, all of those things that happened in the fourth quarter, just unbelievable. You can't fight fate sometimes, and it was just lady luck that turned against the Panthers in that fourth quarter. But what a season for St. Mary's. Runners up in Division 5.
Gentlemen, we would like to let you know that we have returned to us.
That's the danger of the playoffs. Somebody has got to lose that last game. But SMCC, yeah, they're still number one. And here come the Panthers. Off the bus and into the hearts once again of the SMCC fans. And you know, at this point in time, I truly had the feeling that we didn't lose any football game that day. Guys all come out winners in the state playoff from Massillon. See you next week for basketball on the Game of the Week, Sandusky and Willard.
You know, they had some guy billed as Mr. Football down there, and I think Mr. Football tasted the football all day long. If he's Mr. Football, I'm Rick Jeffries' twin brother. You know, I'll tell you, you just can't imagine the feeling that we as city representatives have for these young men. To go down there and represent our city the way they did today, there is no doubt in my mind that the #1 team in the state is standing right here in this community.